and welcome back to another episode of G&J Sailing. In this episode we're going to do something slightly different, and James is going to do a full boat tour for you. So he's going to start off by talking you through all the specifications and details of the boat before taking you downstairs and showing you how we've turned this little yacht into our home.
Hi guys, and welcome to the boat tour. We're going to start off outside and then we'll work inside. So anyway, what is the boat? So it's an Etap 28i, which is a Belgian cruising yacht. It's 1989 and it's 8.5 metres long, or 28 feet, and it's 3.12 metres wide, which is great because that's a really wide beam for a 28 foot boat, and that gives us loads more space inside. There's two keel options. It's a thin keel, but there's a shallow draft and a longer draft. So we've got the shallow draft, which is, so we only draw 1.2 metres, which is perfect for coastal sailing, which is what we're doing because we can get in all the nooks and crannies. So we'll start off at the bow, so might as well start here. So this is our jib, which has seen better days. So if you look up, you can see that there's a bit of red at the top. So that's what we call the UV stripping, and it's actually come off all the way down here. So it was all ripped, so we've taken it off, and we've actually got a new jib to go up that's got a new UV stripping on. So once we do that, it will be bright red down here, which will be nice because it will match all the other canvas behind us. In summer, someone asked us if we'd got the sail on the wrong way around because they couldn't understand why we had the red up there, but it was like, no, it's just the UV stripping. It's on a rolling furler as well, which is great, so that's nice and easy. And then just moving a little bit further back, we've got the anchor locker here. So I'll just show you, just tie it open. So I'd actually like a little bit of advice with this anchor. It's mainly the warp. So I'll show you. So this is the anchor that came with the boat, which is a Danforth anchor. I think this should be fine for us. I'll just tell you before I start, it's a 3-ton boat. So the anchor, it's 12 kilograms, I think, and a lot of the areas we'll anchor in is like sandy and muddy areas, so I think that should be okay. We've replaced the chain because the chain that it came with was completely rusty, but there was also only 5 metres of chain, and then the rest was warp. So I really didn't know how much chain we needed. I had absolutely no idea. So I did quite a lot of research and spoke to quite a lot of people at chandleries, and the advice that I seem to be getting is that because we're only a 3-ton boat, we don't need all chain, and to basically go for the boat length of chain and then warp. So the boat length is 8.5 metres, but we've gone for 12 metres of chain, and it was suggested that we only needed an 8mm chain, but we've gone for a 10mm chain. So we've actually got 12 metres of 10mm chain, and then the rest is warp. So I think we've got about 45 metres in total, but everyone else that I see seems to have all chain or a lot more chain, and I'm really unsure whether this is enough. So we're not going to be living at anchor, but we are wanting to do some anchoring this summer, where we'll hopefully stay out for like a week or so on anchor. And yeah, just wondered if anyone's got any comments or opinions, would you just drop us a message? We've also got our day shapes here. We've got an anchor ball and a few other bits. So just before we work back, I'll just point out the nav lights. So we've actually replaced the nav lights with LED ones, which are actually really nice and bright now. And we've also got a double bow roller here for the anchor. Another thing that you can help me out with is this. I've got absolutely no idea what this is for. Before we bought this boat, I raced on it for 6 years and we never used it. No idea. So I'm assuming it's something to do with the sails, but yeah, if anyone knows, drop us a message. We've got a spinnaker pole here, which that's something else that we need to get used to doing this summer, is actually putting the spinnaker up. So moving further back, it's actually really nice that we've got quite a big bow, and it's quite spacious and it's really flat, so there's a lot of room to kind of walk around and sit out on here in summer if that's what we want to do. We've got some bults here. So this is where the life raft used to be. We've been having our dinghy there, but we've also got a life raft now, so we need to find a home for that. So it's either we have the life raft here and find a different place for the dinghy, or we find a different place for the life raft. But as you'll see when we go around, we're a little bit short of space for a life raft. So again, if anyone can sort of got an idea as to where it could go, we don't actually have a lot of railings on the boat, because I know a lot of people like strap them to the railings at the back. So we've got the mast and the boom here, and the mast is actually higher than average for a 28-foot boat. I'm not actually sure how high it is, but we've got an air draft of 44 foot. So here we've got, we've replaced the steaming light as well, again for an LED one. And right at the top of the mast, we need to get up there this spring really, because there's a few bits we need to do with that. So the wind instruments are not working, because the paddle wheels come off at the top, and we've also got an anchor light up there as well, which doesn't work. So I'm hoping it's just a bulb or a connection. I think it might just be rusty connections, or possibly water's gone in, but again, we'll have a look at that. And we've also got a radar reflector, which is right on top of the mast. So that's for when we're out at sea, if there's any big ships, they pick us on their radar, and it will kind of enhance the display on their screen. So this is the coach roof, and we love the spray hood that we've got. Again, that came with the boat, but that's like really useful in summer and winter really. And then moving back, we're into the cockpit. So what's great about this boat is all the running rigging runs to the cockpit. So there's nothing that you have to do at the mast at all. Even reefing lines come through down to here. It's really, really well rigged is this boat, because it used to be a racing yacht. And Kev, the last owner, spent a lot of time getting all the rigging right, so it's easy when you're out at sea. So it's perfect for me and Gav, because we're just two-handed. So this is such a lovely space, the cockpit, to sit out in, especially in summer. We're kind of missing it a little bit at the moment with it being winter, because it's just too cold to sit out. But in summer, even right through to October, we spend so much time out here. We've bought like a boom tent for it, so we've got a canvas that goes all over, and it's like a big tent, and that's so nice in summer, especially when it's raining, just to sit out here. The chart table inside also doubled up as a cockpit table, and we used to bring it in and out when we first moved on the boat, but it got a bit irritating to keep doing that all the time. So we've decided that we would make our own cockpit table. So we used the original mount from the chart table, and this is the pole that comes out as well. So we can have this out here all the time. And when we sail in, or we just want more space, we just take it off, and the pole comes out, and just pop it in the locker. And we've got some new safety equipment as well. So here we bought this new Dan Boy. Hopefully we'll never need it. So that's if there's any man overboard. So if one of us falls in, throw this in, so that we can see where the person is. And we also throw these horseshoe life buoys in as well. You can't really see it from this angle, but we do actually have a swim platform at the back with a ladder, which is quite a nice feature. So I'm just going to show you in the cockpit locker now. So we've got our gas here for the oven, so it's a camping gas 907, and in this side of the locker, which goes down, we've got the diesel tank, which is there, metal diesel tank, and we've got a calorifier here, which is for making our hot water. So when we got the boat, it did have a calorifier in it, but it leaked, so we couldn't use it. And the one that was previously in, I think, was only about 12 or 15 litres, but we've got a slightly bigger one. We've actually gone for the biggest that we can get in this gap here. So we managed to get a 40 litre tank, which is great. So that's like a lot of hot water for us. And we've got the expansion vessel there, which is the red. So let's go and have a look inside. Quite pleased because it's freezing out here. So this is the saloon. It's a really comfortable area because the sofas go all the way around in like a U shape. So plenty of room for us to stretch out and watch TV on a night. The table It's quite a big table actually. It's probably bigger than what we need. It does twist, and it also goes up to the top of the mast as well. So if you and you can swing it round so it's out of the way. So there we go. That's with the table up at the top. So it is actually quite spacious down here. So this is the galley over here. We've got an island that sticks out with the sink in it, and we've also got the old cool box here, which we don't use for that now. We just use it as storage, as we've got a fridge freezer in the V-berth. And we've got a gas cooker here. So we've got 2 hobs and a grill and an oven, pretty much just the same as what you'd have at home in a house. So these are the cupboards that we use for kitcheny things. So we've got like salt and pepper and everything in there. Then in this one, we've got, this is where we keep all our plates. We've got an electric kettle as well as a gas kettle. We've got a slow cooker here, and we've got a toaster. We've invested in a bit more electrical equipment, as gas is actually quite expensive and it's been quite difficult to get hold of over summer. So the slow cooker is amazing. So we were using the gas cooker for everything before, even for toast and things. So it's a lot better now that we actually have an electric toaster and slow cooker. And we've got like a little George Foreman type thing as well. Carrying on, we've got, this is food in there. There's not much food in there at the moment though. More food in there, and more foodie bits in there too. So over at the other side we have our chart table, which is quite a nice little space. And under here, this lifts up, we keep all our like electrical stuff and leads and wires and everything. And this is the table that I was talking about when we was outside. And this is the table that doubled up as the cockpit table as well, but it was just a bit irritating having to lift it in and out all the time. So we've got a Lawrence chart plotter here, which we just need to get up on there. We did used to have it on like on a bracket there, which you could swing out into the cockpit, but Gav kept banging his head on it, so we don't actually use it when we're sailing, because we have a tablet out there with navionics on it, which we find a little bit better. But it's nice to also have a chart plotter in here as well when we're passage planning. So this is our VHF radio here. It's also got digital selective calling, which is this little red button here. So that's DSC. So, and that means that if we have a mayday situation where we don't have time to radio the Coast Guard, so it's something big like a fire or anything, we can just press that button and it will transmit all our information, boat details, our details, to the Coast Guard, and they will be alerted. Hopefully we'll never need to use that. So this is our AIS here. It's just a receiver, not a transponder, but we're looking at upgrading in the spring to a transponder, depending on how our finances go. And for the non-boaty people out there that are following our channel, that's where we can see where other ships are. So we can set a radius around our boat, and any ship or vessel that goes in that area that's got AIS, we'll be able to see exactly where they are, how big the vessel is, what it's called, what direction it's going in, what speed it's travelling at. So that would be great when we're out at sea on long passages. We've also got a TV here, which we've just recently put on the wall on this bracket. It's a smart TV, and it actually runs on 12 volts as well, which is great for having it on the boat. Just want to talk about the electrical upgrades that we've done with the boat since we've had it. So when we first got the boat, it only had one battery, and that was for cranking the engine as well as everything else. Now that was fine for what the boat was used for before, which is just yacht racing, club racing, but living on board, that's just not enough. So we've upgraded the batteries, and actually we've got a battery bank in here now, which I'll show you. So we now have 2 batteries here. So these are the domestic batteries, and we also have a Victron smart charger. I don't know if you can see that down there, and that's great because when we're connected to shore power at the marinas, it just keeps all the batteries constantly charged up, which is great. And you can get an app on your phone, and it also gives the information onto here as well, if you can see that. So that's all the information about the batteries. And we've also got a third battery, which is the cranking battery, which is in the engine compartment. So under the chart table, we've also got an inverter that we've had fitted. It's 1100 watt. and that means that we'll be able to run small appliances, electrical appliances on that through our batteries. So we've got a kettle, a toaster, a slow cooker, George Foreman. It means that we'll be able to run all of those things while we're out at anchor. So we've also had all the lights changed inside. So we've now got LED ones, which are nice and bright, that run off the batteries. And we've also changed the 240 volt ones as well. So these ones here, which are really good, spin around. And we've also had a few sockets put in. So we've got this one here, which is a USB socket there. It's got 2 USBs in there. We've got another 12 volt socket here. And we've got another one in the V-berth and the aft cabin too. So we've also got this solar panel here as well. So we didn't really know how much solar we need, and we also didn't know where to put any fixed panels outside, and it's a bit of an expense having to have a solar arch put on the back of the boat. So we've just decided to try this this portable one. So it's PV Logic and it's from Solar Technology, and they gave us a really good deal on this. We saw them at the Birmingham Boat Show last year. So it's a 3-panel one and it's 120 watts, and it's great. It's perfect for what we need, and it's got brackets on the back so that it can stand up like that. And what we love about this is that it plugs directly into the 12 volt sockets rather than having to attach it to the battery. So it's nice and simple. So this is moving into the V-berth. It's a lovely space. We used to sleep in here in summer, as you've got the hatch right above your head, so you can like be looking at the stars as you're going to sleep. And it's got these curtains here that you can pull across if you want to separate it from the rest of the boat. And this backrest actually pulls down if you want a little bit more space in there. And it's got storage underneath the mattresses as well. So we also keep our fridge freezer in the V-berth as well. It's Vivor, and it's got 2 compartments inside, and you can control the temperature here, and you can also control it on an app on your phone, and you can either have it as a fridge or you can slam it right down to -20 and have it as a freezer. Another good thing about it is it connects straight into the 12 volt system, or you can have it on the 240 volt system as well. So this is looking aft, and you'll see that we've got 2 doors, one on either side. So the one on this side, this is the head, or we just call it the bathroom. So in here we have toilet and sink, and it's actually a shower tap. I'll just come in and show you. So we've replaced the tap, and it's a shower tap. So you can just pull it out, pop it on the wall like that, have your shower, so it just turns into a wet room. And then under the floorboards down here we have the pump, which will pump out any water. We've also changed the lights in here as well. So we've gone for the LED lights, and we just had 1 before, but now we've got 3. So we've got this one, and then we've got some underlight in there, and then there's one at the back here, so it's nice and bright. So through this door here, we've got the aft cabin, which we're really lucky to have with us only having a 28-foot boat. And in here we've got a double bed, and we've got a wardrobe here. So we've got in this side, we've got some shelves, and this side we've got hanging. So there's plenty of room for all our clothes. And we've got some more shelves above the bed here, which go all the way down there. And the bed itself goes under the cockpit sole, so it's actually quite a nice sized bed. And this is the view from the other end. And here we've got a window which goes out into the cockpit. And we've also got another window above the wardrobe there. And here we've got another light and a hot water switch, immersion switch for the calorifier.
That's it for this week's episode. Hope you've enjoyed it.
This boat's a really special boat to us. I learnt to sail on her 6 years ago, and have been competing in yacht racing on her ever since. We've been racing throughout the year, even in winter, and going out in all weathers. She's even taken part in the North Sea race 14 times, which is from Skara to IJmuiden in Holland. So she's a really seaworthy little boat. So one really important feature that I forgot to mention in the boat tour is that all Etaps are built from an unsinkable design. They've got double hulls and are filled with foam, and they're actually designed to take on water and still be able to sail to the nearest port, which makes us feel a lot more safe.
If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also a massive thank you to everyone who sent us coffees over the last few weeks. It is massively appreciated, so thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much. And now we're going to leave you with a little bit of footage about what Takazar used to look like as a racer, and also a little bit of racing footage. So thank you for watching, take care, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.